So I guess we can call the meeting to order.
Okay, I'd like to officially call the Thursday, March 27th Design Review Board meeting to order. I'd like to request confirmation that the Kansas Open Meetings Act notice has been properly provided.
Yes, I can confirm the packet was posted and the required notice was provided.
Thank you.
So I'm going to go ahead and proceed with roll call. Board Member Nelson. Board Member Cates.
Present.
Board Member Herman.
Present.
And Vice Chair Freeland.
Present.
So that gives us a quorum of 3 members with which to start the meeting. And so we've posted notice of today's meeting and we have a quorum, so we can proceed with today's business, starting with consideration of February 27th minutes.
All right, can I get a motion to approve the minutes from the February 27th meeting?
I move that we approve the February 27th meeting minutes.
I second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the minutes as is. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. Approved. So moving on to new business, we have item 3.1 to start the meeting.
Item 3.1 is an application that's been filed by Lumineo Signs on behalf of Clark Mize and Linfield Chartered, law firm that's located at 129 South 8th Street, which is on the east side of the street south of Walnut. And their proposal is to remove and replace a wall sign that's on the west facade of their building facing 8th Street. And so they had a number of firm meetings and have come up with a new logo and design, and they have applied for a sign permit to install a wall sign directly south of the building entrance facing 8th Street. The sign itself is 2 feet 10 inches tall by 5 feet long, and it's a non-illuminated sign, and it depicts an updated law firm logo. The sign is white with blue lettering and would be constructed out of aluminum. And so we have a sign permit application pending, but because this is located within the Business Improvement District, review and approval of this wall sign is required before a sign permit can be issued. So I think the board is familiar. We've had previous cases come before this. The most recent one was the streetscape project in front of the law firm, and so before they had a very large, wide sidewalk with really high curbs and poor access from the street, so they completely redid the front sidewalks and added some plantings in front to try to replicate the rest of the streetscape downtown, and now they're wanting to add a new sign. So the sign is rectangular with the upper right corner being angled, somewhat similar to the shape of Kansas, and instead of being bronze, it's white with dark blue lettering. It's proportional with the building. It won't dominate or clash with the front facade. It's located adjacent to the front entrance, which will help people identify where people should enter, and that's one of the primary purposes of downtown signs. It's tended to replace the existing plaque that was on the building, and it conforms with the sign size limitations in the C4 district. So we have provided some potential findings for you on page 6 of your report, that the sign is coordinated with the overall facade composition. It will not cover or obscure any architectural features. It will not be illuminated or backlit. It will make the entrance more recognizable, and it conforms with the size limitations of the C4 district. So you could approve this application as submitted upon finding that the wall sign conforms with the downtown design guidelines. You could approve this sign subject to any conditions or modifications the board would like to see. You could postpone consideration to a future meeting if you think additional information needs to be provided, or you could deny the application. Our recommendation is to approve the application as presented with our standard condition that if there's any significant changes to the sign design or materials presented to the board, that staff will be presented with those changes to determine whether we need to bring them back to this board. So with that, we have representative of Lumineo Signs here if you have any specific questions, and staff is open to any questions you might have.
Well, before we start the actual discussion, I do need to note that I need to recuse myself from discussion or voting on this as I'm a creative on this project with Clark Mize. So I'm not sure what that means for quorum, since we only have 3, if we can officially do anything today.
As long as we start the meeting with a quorum, you cannot lose a quorum due to somebody not participating.
Okay.
So the only risk with that is if we have a 1-to-1 vote, that is considered to be denial. And so
Okay.
in your absence as a voting member, we'd have to have 2 affirmative votes to approve this.
Okay, thank you. I'll open the floor to our representative.
Hi, I'm Megan Schaefer with Lumineo Signs, and he's pretty much said it all for me. The letters are actually flat cut out aluminum letters, so they're going to be dimensional a little bit. They'll stand about 1/4 of an inch off. So, but it is a pan, and it'll be slightly bigger than what's there, but I think it'll be a lot more visible. Do you have questions about it?
I'm not sure if either Julie or Jessica has questions.
I do not.
I have no questions.
Okay.
I move that we approve option 2.
I second.
All right. It's been moved and seconded to approve option 2. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. Okay. It passes.
That passes by a 2-to-0 vote, and that is a majority of a quorum has voted to approve the sign, so that item is approved. And we have one more item for you on this agenda, also filed by Lumineo Signs.
I'll just stay put.
This time on
Sorry.
behalf of Iron Insurance Partners. And so if you're familiar with the 100 block of South Santa Fe, you have the Hoffman, and then you have the Teague Nelson building. The Teague Nelson building's broken into 2 parts. The southern part is 106, where the Red Fern bookstore is located. 104 is a vacant tenant space. It used to be the conference room for National Bank of America, and now it's been converted into office space. And the plan is for Iron Street Insurance Partners to move into that location, and they are proposing to put up a new projecting sign that will also be non-illuminated, and it would go on the front of the building, similar in location and orientation to the projecting sign that Red Fern bookstore has. And so the sign is 4x3. We kind of use the term, and the term does get used interchangeably between a projecting sign and a blade sign, but those are essentially the same thing. What it means is it's not flush mounted to the building like we just reviewed. It would project out over the sidewalk. And so it's to be in a similar location and somewhat similar in design to the Red Fern bookstore projecting sign. And once again, because this is in the Business Improvement District Number 1, review by this board is required before staff can issue a sign permit. And so we scheduled a public hearing for today. We provided notice to neighboring property owners, and similar to the previous application, we have reviewed this and have provided some suggested findings. And once again, it's proportional to the facade. It's it's coordinated with the overall facade. It's similar design and appearance with the neighboring sign, and it extends from the exterior of the building, and it appears to be roughly centered on the facade. And from what we can tell, sign design appears to be simple and has a clear and legible typeface for that insurance company. So your options this afternoon would be to approve the projecting sign design as submitted. You could approve it subject to any conditions. You could postpone consideration today if you need additional information, or you could deny the application as it was presented today. Our recommendation would be to approve the signs as presented, with the standard condition that if there are any substantive design or material changes, that we would weigh whether to bring those back to you for further review.
Just a quick note, Board Member Nelson has joined the Zoom.
Okay, thank you. Okay. I have one question. We do have a representative still standing at the podium, waiting
Yes.
for us to discuss this one as well. As far as the size, it's similar to Red Fern or relatively similar?
It's a little bit bigger, but it's similar. They wanted just a little bit bigger, but it's very close to it, yeah.
Okay. I just don't want to get into every sign is larger than the one prior, so we get too big, but,
I don't know that it's, well, we just try to keep it within code.
right?
But, yes, they didn't go, let's go super big, but they wanted a little bit more height just to be seen.
I know it says it won't be internally illuminated. Will there be any external illumination on it?
Right now, no.
Okay.
We're building it with no illumination, and if they want to add lighting later, that's kind of up to them. But we discussed that beforehand, and we just went with non-illuminated.
Okay.
I think the Red Fern has some downlighting on it, but this one does not, so.
Okay.
Just repeat the material again, like
It's-
is it the brass on the end, or what's the?
No, it's aluminum, all of it's aluminum.
Okay.
And then, you're talking about the ornament?
The copper, yeah,
It's just like a finished brass,
okay,
basically round finial.
right.
Everything else is made out of aluminum and painted.
Right. Yeah, I was just referencing the accent on the
Yep.
end of the sign. Do we have any other discussion or questions from the board via Zoom?
I'm good.
No questions.
If not, can I get a motion to approve one of our options?
I move we approve option 2 with the stated condition.
Can I get a
I
second?
second.
Okay, thank you. It's been moved and seconded to approve item 3.2 for option 2. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. So approved.
All right,
Congratulations.
thank you. David couldn't be here, but he said to say hi.
I'll give him a hard time next time I
All
see
right,
him for
yes.
this.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. All right, so moving on, doesn't look like we have any administrative items or unfinished business.
I don't, I'll look to Daisy, but I don't think we have any applications currently filed or scheduled, so you would be scheduled to have 2 meetings in the month of April, and the first meeting we'll just have to see if anything is filed by the deadline, but if that meeting is canceled, we will alert you to it. And we're still working out and working on our agenda software and our new means of getting that out. So if you've got any feedback for us or for Daisy about how that's coming to you or retrieving it, please let us know, because you've been kind of one of the first ones to experience that, and so we're rolling it out slowly and gradually. So.
Okay, thank you. As I see no other members of the public here, can I get a motion to adjourn our meeting today?
I move we adjourn our meeting.
I second.
Been moved and seconded, we adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
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 So adjourned.